Hello everybody, my name is David, but you can call me Rev, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last episode, we basically dealt with a good chunk of busy work, basically escorting the Leprati around, kind of getting them inspired by the Charlian's works, hopefully, get a better idea of maybe what they could do on the moon to kind of help out. This time, we are going to talk to Growing Way, maybe start a cutscene. Definitely start a cutscene. Yes, Vinder, that was me, indeed me verbalizing aside to express my emotional state. You wanna know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data for Theris in Logistic Alpha. Forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all your trees like that? See, the forest of the first was purple. Gasp! Gasp, I say. With a star so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're reluctant to leave him behind. I was fooled to think otherwise. To assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. How ridiculous we must seem to you, trying so hard yet achieving so little. Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. I thought I heard tiny voices. Thancred! How does thou fare? Oh, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite the news of the coming in. We have the forum's leadership to thank for that. That doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurry to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we can hardly tell them that there's no cause for concern. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly Growing Way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me, be of use to people, I'm honored you would think me so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up for the challenge. Nevertheless, believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. I passed someone moping in the Western Plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. This is as good a place as any. Come. Are we coming with? Of course we are. Y'all are all so slow. Oh, can I help you? It is you who would help me. My anxiety truly so obvious? A burden shared is a burden eased. Pray, please tell us of thy troubles. Those little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see, and what they say of the ship, that it's the sum of decades of Charlian ingenuity that's built on the peerless elegant technology is all true, but I know that none of that's a guarantee. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown it into the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo will be aboard for the first voyage. But even so, if it fails us, then what can we do? And if it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight, or the one after that. We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the Aetherburner's design was flawless too, and look at how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and does thou hold the power to allay his fears? Oh, I'm not sure about that, but maybe you could tell me if there's any aspects of the ship's design that you're worried about. Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks, for one. I devised a means by which we employ gravity, a spatial-temporal spell to regulate the environment. What if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into it as soon as we leave the star? Ah, gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. Up there is not so different from down here, you see. Same rules apply, and if you consider them as part of one great big cosmos rather than separate places, I suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Yet if Dancrit's tale be true, still others would benefit from the insights born of experience. Might I prevail upon the Lepratis to attend to them? An excellent idea, if I do say so myself. There's not we'd like more than to ease the heart of the fine people of Theris, and learn more about them while we're at it. Full glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. Vinder, how's the gifts for finding souls in need of succor? Pray seek out the distressed and the apprehensive, and inform them that help is at hand. I shall await them here, that I might introduce each to a suitable Leprati. Leprit. Oh, I do so look forward to that. A place for every Leprit in their place. Alright, so we have our next little mini objective. We need to go and look for people who are troubled and basically bring them over. There's 8 of them, so I think it might be best if I just meet you guys back here. Let me tell you guys when that was a long and quite tedious use of my time. The old Vinder began efforts word had spread throughout Labyrinthos, barely to a far greater number than we anticipated. Living way doth gather more Leprits as we speak. I shall assign each in accordance with their skills, that the new bonds of friendship might be forged. The greater matters require not thine attentions. Watch over them, I prithee. I'm just happy. You don't understand how long it took me, really, to go and find everything. Like, I was slouched in my chair and everything. I got tired of hearing this song specifically. Unfortunate.
Phew! Oh, finally some rest. Why, I haven't spoken so much in forever.
Yeah?
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
'Twould behoove you to consult with Sleeping Way. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
Wait, you telling me the person whose name is Sleeping Way is the pilot?
Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger.
Yeah.
And the conversations we had. He told us all about Theris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial.
I'm glad.
Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge. When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that, were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
Everything.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget,
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
Yeah, Urianger hasn't seen them in so long.
Yes, I am.
Vilfson and Blovida, Charlian's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic. and Moonbreeder's parents.
It hath been some time. 'Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blavida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
I'll say, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where.
Aww.
Do you have any idea how worried we were?
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
Aww.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand.
Oh no.
We must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am. I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss,
You see
studied
hands
and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know, we always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while, arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
Mm-hmm.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be.
Goodbye, Mom.
I can see her in you, too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
This moon breeder. She was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
That was such a wholesome cutscene. Hovinder, be assured that I'm fine. I am. Well, glad to see them, too, after so long. Gladder still that it was in your company. As difficult as it was to accept their kindness, it would have been far harder had I faced them alone. Ahem. That was my gratitude for lending courage to the Lopreets. Not disposed to rest on their laurels, several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their stations. Some few may still come hither seeking counsel, and so I shall remain to aid them as need be. If thou are needed elsewhere, now let me detain thee. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check on Alize. Last time I saw, she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out of the west gate. I could go myself, but we both know whose help she'd less like to scorn. Not to mention that, much to my misfortune, I can think of other things I ought to be doing. Until later. Oh, such a sweet cutscene. Alright. Oh, you're helping with the quates. Wonderful. We'll put that there with the others. Yeah, my gratitude. But how did you come to be involved in this? Heh, and I suppose I have Thancred to thank as well. If you're wondering why we were tasked with bringing these boxes to Aporia to begin with, so was I. Turns out that this is the base of operations of sorts. Those with final say as to what's included with the ship's manifests can be found here. Father included, I suspect. That should be everything. You carried all that at once? Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh, hush. They're lighter than they look. Not everyone has your delicate arms. Oh, The old paladin's in the courtyard. I can report to him. Why don't you come along? You should get credit for your assistance. Considering where we are, we might even learn something interesting. All right. Well, I think that we'll get our thanks and our credit in the next one. So as I'm running over to the Aetheryte to attune to it, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by. If you guys have not already, you guys should probably peep the description and check out my socials. Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, as well as my Discord server. And that's just about it from me. So I'll just happen to see you guys all in the next one.